It really was, and talked to our guys about that. There's one team that wins their last game out of over 300, and to make a Final Four, 30-5, really extremely proud of our team, our guys, our coaching staff. It was a great ride. It was a lot of fun this year. Winning the LSC and winning the regional at home here is, when you win a regional, that means a lot at the Division II level to get to an Elite Eight. And I was just actually watching the D1 games yesterday, and they're talking about Purdue not getting to a Final Four, I think, for the last 40 years. We've done it here the last few years. We've been to a couple Final Fours, one out in Sioux Falls, made it to the national championship game, and then this year making the Final Four in Evansville again is a great accomplishment. Beating North Georgia, they're a very good team. And they had the Player of the Year twice for 2 years in a row, and Frank Champion was his name, and he's a great player. He just went into the portal. I hope we can get him, but there's no way we're going to get him because he's going to go play at a high level, Division I. He's a very, very good player. But it was a great season. I really hate losing Zach Toussaint, Ryland Holt, and then Larry Wise, who did everything for us. Those three guys meant a lot. Cameron Bell is a senior as well. He still has 1 year of eligibility, but we'll see what happens there. But we just had some really great leadership, great players, great young kids as well, and it was a lot of fun. It was a great year.
How did this team compare to those other, deep tournament team or even any other team that you had?
Yeah, this team was right there. We stumbled a little bit down the stretch, and we ran into some good teams late in the year. When you go on the road, anything can happen, and we lost to St. Ed's and Lubbock, and then Cameron over. And Cameron played really well that night. But this team, putting those 4 games, going up against Angelo for the 3rd time. Hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year. We did that, beating Angelo, beating DBU, who was a top 10 team in the country, and then beating Mesa, another top 10 team in the country is incredible. And then going down and, like I said, beating that North Georgia in the Elite Eight was a great run. And I really do. We missed some shots in that game against Mankato. We messed up a little bit on some assignments, but we were right there. The score was tied 49-49, and we got it tied up, and then all of a sudden they went on a quick run, and as a coach, it's like, oh, should I have called a timeout there? Well, yeah, I should have. But it's one of those things that you can look back and, you always second guess. But it was, again, Mankato, they won it all. Great team. And, I thought we would have matched up really well against Nova. I was hoping to be on that side. I was hoping to play Mankato in the championship game. It just wasn't meant to be. But again, you give them a lot of credit. They had a great team. They do a really good job with those guys, and they had a mature team as well. They had quite a few seniors, and so this team that we had this year, it had a chance to win a title. And at the beginning of the year, I knew that, we knew that. We were ranked number 1 for I think 5 weeks. Accomplished some great things. Teams were coming after us all season long, and to do what they did, to win 30 games in a year, is really tough to do. 30-5, again, Final Four, winning the conference, you take that every year. So it was a great run.
You talk about those 3 seniors. Obviously, they're 3 seniors, Ryland, Larry, and Zach, but they're 3 seniors who have meant quite a lot to the program over the years.
There's no question. Those 3 guys have been great. Ryland was really hurt last year quite a bit, and it was always, we could never get him going. I was really, really proud of him this year. He was healthy the whole year, took care of himself. He was a force. Defensive Player of the Year in our conference, and just a winner and just a great kid. And we only had him for 2 years. I wish I would have had him for 4 years, but we got him for 2 years, and he was great for us. Larry, same thing, except we had him for 3 years, and he was great all 3 years. Player of the Year in the conference and all-region Player of the Year, and just a great person as well. Same thing with Ryland, just a great person. And then Zach Toussaint, 5 years, and Zach had so many big shots that he made over his career, whether it was out in Las Vegas, conference tournament. I mean, just a we got a lot out of him. You know, he's only 5'10", 150 pounds. What a career he had here at WT. And same with Larry and Rylan, just on a little different scope because they were only here for 3 years and 2 years. But those three guys meant a lot to the program, meant a lot to me, Coach Gove and Coach Chavelvick. And so when you can have three players like that go through, it's a pretty special year. And they're just, all three of them are great kids, great students, and going to really miss those three.
You didn't mention Zach's biggest shot, the buzzer beater, sending the national title game.
Yeah, and then right, and I don't think he made a shot that game except for that one. And that was a play that we drew up specifically for him. No, it wasn't. We were going to Quay Grant, and you know, Quay had a pretty good look, just missed it. But I actually think Quay or JoJo, one of the two, got the tip out. John L. kind of set a little screen for him to get Zach that shot, and it was, you know, it's a lot of memories. And guys that have been in the program, you know, like Quay, JoJo, John L., and even Gage Prim, some of these guys that have left early, you still have those memories with those players. Ryan Quaid, another one, you know, Gotch, Jordan Evans, Jordan Collins. I can go right down the line, you know, Brandon Hall. We've had so many great players come through here the last few years. And when you can get guys to stick around like Zach, Larry, and Ryland for their senior year, it really means a lot. And again, those three guys, really special players. You know, I don't know. Will they all go into the Hall of Fame? I don't know. But if I'm on the committee, I'm voting them all in as soon as they can get in there. But we'll see. You know, time will tell on that. And it's what you do here as well as what you do after as well. So, but just great kids, great student athletes that really represented WT in a great manner all year long. I mean, all year, and again, a lot of fun.
So what's the next phase, kind of recruiting, getting into the off season? What does it look like this next week or so?
There's no question about it. We got a little downtime. We give the guys a little time off, but we'll have some meetings and find out if anybody wants to go into the portal, and if they don't, if they do, that's great for them. You know, we hope that everybody comes back, but you know, it probably will happen. And then you got to figure out, okay, what pieces do we need? And we got to go out and we got to recruit. We've got 3 great kids coming in already, high schoolers and local players, which is great for the community. But then it's also, you need some guys. You know, we only have 1 senior if Journey comes back. We only have 3 juniors if all 3 of those juniors come back. And so that's only 4 upperclassmen. It would be nice to get maybe a transfer, but they have to fit in to what we want to do. They have to fit our program, and if they don't, then we're not going to take them. You know, they've got to want to come to WT, and we've got to want them. It's got to be mutual. But recruiting is going to be huge right now for the next couple months. Building a schedule. You know, I've got 2 games scheduled so far. We've got to find some games. We've got to build that schedule. You know, we've got to do there's so many little things that you have to do, some fundraising, some things like that, getting ready for next year. And it doesn't just happen overnight. And it takes people in the community to help out with that. It takes people in our program, our administration, and we've got great support, administration, community, and so it makes my job a lot easier. But it's building that up, and again, really working with the guys that are going to come back. And hey, this is your role. We need you to expand your role, and we want you to do this, and that. And so you got to figure out who's coming back, and then you got to really put that team together and work with those guys and build them up. And we've done that with Larry and Zach and Rylan, and you know, you just hope the next group with you know, Journey as a senior, then you have Brock, Ack, and Nick as juniors, and you hope those guys are really going to put the time in this summer, because they know what it takes to get to an Elite 8 and then to win it all. And again, we were very, very close. It didn't happen, but to make a Final Four was a special year for us. And looking forward to getting back at it in August and September. And we open up hosting. We have Ferris State, who made the Elite 8, is coming into our play. And then also North Carolina Pembroke, who was a top 25 team. We open up with those 2 teams. So if we're not ready to go, you're going to be 0-2. But we like to play great teams. We want that challenge, and I think our players want that challenge as well.
You mentioned bringing in the 3 high school players. One of them going to be your son. How much are you looking forward to coaching TJ?
Yeah, TJ will be a lot of fun to coach him. He needs a little time yet, I think. He needs to get a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and we're going to work with him all summer. He shoots the ball pretty well, and he can guard multiple positions, but that's a step up from high school basketball. And he kind of had a role in high school. Here's your role. Well, we're going to try to expand that role a little bit. And then you talk about, Kelson and Jalen. Those 2 guys are really good. But Kelson might need a year to really kind of develop. Jalen might need a little time to develop. They're high schoolers, and as good as you are in high school, going to that next level is really tough. But they all 3 have a really good chance. It's kind of what kind of work do they want to put in this summer, and I'm hoping those 3 guys will get together and compete against each other and kind of build that, as well as the other brother, Kemper. So you have some guys in the area that, you can get in the gym, whether it's just a shooting workout together or you're playing 1-on-1 or 2-on-2. They have that opportunity to do that and to get better each day. And it's something, we'll give them a weight program, we'll give them a running program, we'll give them a shooting workout. But then what it really comes down to is if they're going to do it. And, Zach Toussaint put a lot of time in, and that's why he was as good as he was. He's 5'10", again, not real big, not the strongest. He was a pretty good athlete. He wasn't a great athlete, but he was pretty good. But he worked at it all the time, whether getting in the gym and shooting or conditioning, diet. I mean, he was just, he wanted to win. He had that edge to him. And so did Larry and so did Rylan. Now can those next guys and the younger guys, like you mentioned, Kelson, Jalen, TJ, will they have that edge and will they go after it? And it's not just a one day, hey, I'm going to work hard one day because coach has motivated me. Do you have that motivation in the summer when there's nobody else around? And, the guys that are in the gym right now, those guys, you have that motivation. You can see that they have that. And again, it's a big summer for a lot of our guys, especially our 6 freshmen, our 4 Aussies, Kieran, and who had a great year this year, and then Kemper, who redshirted for us. So we need to get those guys a lot better, and we'll have a good team next year.